let's get this straight. You want to make a great villain for your D&D-ish type game. Amidst the myriad theories on creating unforgettable villains, both in Dungeons & Dragons and in all the worlds of entertainment, the truth is simpler than it seems. But before we delve into the art of villainy, let's step out of the gaming world and look at some real-life experiences, shall we? As a former foster parent, youth counselor, and shelter worker, I've witnessed my fair share of chaotic situations. Don't worry, we'll return to the gaming realm shortly, but let's set the stage and clarify what does and does not qualify as evil. Rest assured, confidentiality is preserved, and the only creature truly harmed in any of these stories was me. You will navigate these tales without undue harm or grievous injury. When I worked as a youth counselor, I had a special connection with one young individual over a number of months. This remarkable young lad was doing fitness workouts with me, and he was yielding fantastic results. However, one fine day, a sudden rage consumed him, leading to an unending, angry screaming outbursts, combined with serious physical violence to various objects, big and small. This lasted the entire shift. Although I remained physically unharmed, he was keenly interested in destroying parts of the house closest to me. The situation stemmed from a condition known as reactive attachment disorder, which arises from past betrayals by significant support figures. In his eyes, I had unintentionally represented a reliable father figure, a prospect he found terrifying due to a lifetime of horrible disappointments. It isn't enough to say that this fellow was not evil. This thumbnail story includes the people I worked with that did obvious, predictable, and nasty things to those trying to help them out. To be clear, learned or trauma-based disorders don't really count as evil. Why? People reacting to stuff have minimal choice, and D&D is all about choice, even for your bad folks trying to kill off your players or their characters. Whatever. You may want to present such traumatized folk more like an anti-hero or even an anti-villain, but more of that another time. Remember, you are here to learn about villains, okay? Seemingly related to trauma-induced nastiness. Let's cover psychological neurodiversity, something heavily influenced by genetics. Curious? If so, I will leave a link on the prevalence of schizophrenia in twin studies down below. Let's look at making villains from fascinating deviances such as sociopathy, psychopathy, bipolar condition, or even things like my condition, that of ADHD. So tempting to make villains by reducing such genetic wonders to their black and white trope level. You see, social legends, Robin Williams, Steve Jobs, or even historical dudes like Stalin or Pol Pot, please be careful. In my experience, even if you know a lot about some other diversity or disorder, this can be really tricky, and it isn't really recommended for 3 reasons. The first one, you'll probably screw it up. There are around 80 to 88 billion neurological cells that make up each of these neurodiversities. That's the brain. You'll be hard-pressed to make a proper villain, even if you just focus on your very own brain's weirdness, let alone someone else's. For two-ness, you can seriously offend someone. Should you make this villain that closely resembles something that they are struggling with, do your session 0 right, okay? Don't mess that up. And thirdly, lastly, it exasperates or exacerbates entrenched discriminations that have made life a living hell for people that have never really deserved it. Sure, neurodiversity worked out really well for people like Robin Williams, Sir Winston Churchill, Albert Einstein, and even Sir Isaac Newton. But most of us have had our lives made a brutal mess thanks to the neurotypical debauchery around just giving us a little credit. Sure, go on ignoring us if you like, but for the love of cheese, watch out when you make a villain around some neurological deviance. Minefield. Please understand this analogy of minefield. Tread carefully. Lastly, I would like to talk to you about that ever-pervasive trope of what evil is, and you know what I'm talking about. Picture that mustache-twirling, black hair, and maniacal laughter. with such awesome caricatures parodied in films like Despicable Me and with Dr. Evil from Austin Powers. This is why the alignment system was built in the first place and why people struggle with it. Prima facie, these nasties resonate with the trope, but it doesn't seem to fit those realities of nasty life experiences. In reality, most ass donkeys you've met suffer from Hanlon's razor, which is never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity. Once again, this stupid, blunt ignorance has no choice and can make for a rather poor, flat villain. That said, this might be a great place to start for some of you, and this is why it's included in so many gaming books for the past half century or more. Heck, Star Wars has it, Lord of the Rings has it. Yep, as you gain skill, you may want to make a more sympathetic villain, but this concept is a massive can barrel of monkey worms. Another video for that one, thank you very much. These three lesser evils I wanted you to watch out for: trauma-induced, genetically neurodiverse, and the super trope simple. These tend to make for a flat or non-memorable character because they just lack so much choice. Your campaigns will hopefully be about choice, what the players have their characters do, and the surprise for everyone as you find out what those villains will do when they take action around their actions. This is the evil you're looking for. In the next video, I will show you how to do this in a fail-proof manner. This is the horrible person I have met in some of my experiences dealing with challenging folks, and you have no doubt met as well, no matter how sheltered your life is. Once I outline it for you, you will find yourself able to hit the bullseye of nastiness every single time. And with that, I look forward to seeing you in the next video, or rather I won't see you because it's a video.